Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Nickscast plus guest friend coverage of Unplugged Expo.
We're doing guest friend coverage? That's what we're doing?
Nickscast
You're
plus
covering us?
the coverage.
Get over here.
The coverage of the Nickscast plus guest friends.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. That's a bit better.
Cool. Speaking of guest friends, we have guest friend Goat.
Hello, hello, thank you.
And also guest friend Kisuke.
Good day.
And he's T.
I'm T.
Are you sure?
That's
like
everyone.
A question. Did you introduce yourself, though?
This is G. Once again, unfortunately, without our good friend of the Nickscast fame, Z. He is unfortunately at a wedding. I'm so sorry, you jerk, that you couldn't be here. No, I'm just kidding.
Goddamn matrimony!
I
knew it wasn't good for anything.
I hope that he's having a good time. And we've been trying to have the best time we can in his absence.
And let's see how we did today.
Yeah.
I attended infinitely more things today than I did yesterday.
A 100% increase.
Yeah. The first thing we attended after breakfast was T and I went to a panel on VFX.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things about this con as compared to something like Anime North is that it's not 100% clear what you're going to see. Like, you have a schedule and it doesn't really have a lot of follow-up. So I saw something on the schedule, VFX. I think originally we wanted to go see some of the people perform at the singing idol competition, but due to some complications that didn't turn out.
Yeah, that just didn't happen.
Yeah,
I think we got in there right after they.
Yeah, so we got to see a couple of people do some singing. They were not the greatest, but
They were having fun.
They were having fun, which is the important part. Yeah, so we went to the VFX reel, VFX panel, and we weren't sure what it would be. And as it turns out, it was 2 people from companies Indiemondo?
Pixelmondo.
Pixelmondo and
Playfight. Right.
Yeah. And it was basically these 2 people, and they were talking about some of their work and showing off some of the things that they'd done at these 2 companies. Pixelmondo has done a bunch of stuff for Game of Thrones.
They did the Dragons in Season 4 of Game of Thrones. They did the Hunger Games.
There was a little bit from, was it Oblivion? The one with
there's some Oblivion there. There was the most recent Spider-Man.
I forgot about the Spider-Man. Yeah.
They're sounds like a fairly major graphics company.
Well, their thing was, like, we are a big international company that happens to have a Toronto office, and because the Canadian dollar is doing poorly, blah, 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 business coming here, lots of opportunity, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, what I thought was neat, because she reminded me after we watched the reel, and it shows you kind of the breakdown of the effects. Like, it showed the Star Trek Into Darkness as well, they did. It shows the breakdown of the effects, like with the dragons. It shows you all the individual muscles and pieces that they had to move around,
and then all the caustic effects with the lighting and whatnot.
Yeah. And so we saw a few reels like that. But you mentioned that was all the stuff that they did from their Toronto office.
Okay.
That's not just Pixelmondo, like, overall. It's specifically what is being done in Toronto, which I thought was neat.
Yeah. Playfight was similar. They were a much smaller scale.
I think they said there's 10 of them
there were 10
total.
Of them.
Yeah.
They do a lot of work with Rocket Jump, who have produced Video Game High School, which I really enjoyed. And they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to see these Video Game High School demo reels?" And everyone just like,
no one
nope.
really said anything, but
No.
T was like,
"That's disappointing."
It's really good.
You should have spoken up enough for everyone.
I should have spoken up. I should have been there.
Instead, they did show, like, they did a little fan film for
Titanfall.
They did. That was, I think, an ad for Titanfall.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was really funny because they had all these green screen things.
Yeah,
I gotta say, Titanfall. That is something that had a lot of hype and didn't go anywhere.
Well,
disappointing.
that aside, I mean, they were showing how they did the effects, and I thought it was all just like models and stuff, but it wasn't. It was people doing things, and they green screen it, and then
I love they showed soldiers jumping out of the back of like a Hercules like fighter plane, and then they cut, and it's people just walking out the door in their living room.
Yep. That was great.
It's really good to see kind of the bare bones and then everything like layered on top to see like kind of effect it was.
Yeah.
And they also did video for
they did StarCraft.
Yeah,
which was done with Rocket Jump, so that was still kind of cool.
That was really neat.
I don't remember the actress's name, but they Key Swan, whoever plays her.
Oh yeah.
She was like the motherly figure to this kid, and they're just like hanging out on the frontier, I guess. And then all of a sudden these alarms go off and like the base starts lifting into the air, and so they need to run back in, and then the Zerg come and attack. and then they showed how they broke down those.
And I think they said I think what they said was they did everything they wrote it. They were in.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. Rocket Jump's not very bad.
And the director was quite good because it was kind of you're seeing everything from the outside in.
The kid died.
Yeah, that was messed up.
So you can go watch it.
Spoilers?
No, well, it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Still, that actually sounds like we really missed out on something. I regret not having been there.
That's okay. We didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, so. And it was mostly that. They would show their what they'd done, and they would do a little commentary over it sometimes, but
yeah, and we had the opportunity to ask questions. There just weren't a lot of questions.
No.
I have to say, that makes me kind of hopeful. I know I was talking yesterday about how we have the benefit of being early in enough on this whole Unplugged thing that we get to see it grow over the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to think if they're already getting guest animators in of that caliber, I mean, even if we saw people like Freddie Wong of Rocket Jump,
that'd be
that
really
would be
cool,
one
actually.
hell of a guest to have in.
But so the people that were there, one was a matte painter, which I think is a material painter, which
Mm-hmm.
is backgrounds and textures and things like that. And the other person was part of a 10-person team.
Well, they did a bunch of stuff.
They did everything.
Yeah.
They're composition and lighting and technical director and all this other stuff. I mean, what kind of stuff did you guys get up to today? There's a couple other things we went to, but
yeah.
Well, personally, I mean, I sat in on the only 2 panels I sat on. You were with me later, but everything up until then was pretty much time spent in the dealer's room, such as it is. And while we'd seen most of it yesterday, it was more of a preliminary pass to scout everything out, and there were some.
And there's a lot more set up today too.
Yeah.
A lot of the vendors yesterday when we were there weren't fully set up.
They didn't have all their things out.
So now, Saturday is when the full wares are come out.
Yeah, so I got the chance to go through and pick up a bunch of Pocky for my stream because I like eating Pocky on stream, and a few other things. A few buttons here. I finally got a copy of HAL, which if anybody was watching our Unplugged our Anime North recap,
we got to see some of it.
Yeah, in a viewing room.
But it was really what we saw was really good.
It was gorgeous. So I got that on Blu-ray, and I look forward to finishing it. And of course, I got this dapper mother trucker. His beautiful cat.
We found this top hat yesterday. I love it, but I can't afford it. And he got his typical goat look that goat gets.
his
And
eyes were
I
all
decided,
rectangular.
I knew, because I've known this guy for a decade and a half, that if he ever left my site, this thing would be purchased. And I stayed glued to him for 2 hours, and then he went to the bathroom and disappeared. I thought he died in there. Next thing I know, I'm getting tweets with an image of a box, an image of an open box, and then an image of this sitting on top of the box, just saying, Kisuke, Kisuke, Kisuke. I hunted this bastard down, put the hat on, and then beat him with the box.
So, but when you put the hat on, did you feel the magic flow into you? It was like a reverse snowman kind of thing? Or did it take the magic out?
Killed me?
You know what?
Reverse Frosty?
I think it's a regular Frosty.
Yeah, the beard magic flowed into the hat.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The hat is now.
Puts the hat on and comes to
The
life.
thing is, I've always been a classy mother trucker.
That's true.
It's just, I've now got the accoutrements for it.
Remind me, I gotta thank Warwitch for giving us Mother Trucker, because that has saved me a few times on these casts.
Yeah.
It's a nice little...
No, it's been good. We got to have a much more detailed look at the vendor stands, at the art stands. Some of the art there is absolutely stunning. I think it's Pixel Mondo.
Yeah.
One of the animators for Pixel Mondo that was doing the talk had her own stand set up. Absolutely stunning.
Well, she does her own art.
Gorgeous art.
Oh, but
amazing.
It was especially the notable stuff was, of course, the Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah.
There was
Mother of Dragons.
There's another stand, wonderful art too, completely different style, very cutesy, but this kind of twisted sense of humor that really resonates with us. Like there was a hot dog slathering on mayo and mustard on itself, and it was adorably erotic, is how I described it. It's amazing. absolutely amazing. I believe Goat is about to show you guys the business card with what I call the God Pigeon. It's just adorable stuff. Absolutely adorable. Here comes the God Pigeon. This is her business card.
This is super high tech, guys.
God Pigeon.
Yeah, just astounding stuff. Like getting to take a much more detailed look around was wonderful.
For fun, Rosy Cheeks Illustrator. It's actually mirrored.
Definitely go check her out. I'm sure you guys can translate that hieroglyphics that was, backwards text. Go check out her stuff. Astounding. But getting more detailed look through the stance, picking out the really nice sort of semi-hidden stuff, because if you're just doing a cursory glance, you don't see everything. Picked up Full Metal Alchemist pocket watch, which is always wonderful.
Does it have the date inscribed on the inside?
It does.
Yes, yeah,
Nice.
everything
very nice.
everything true to form. Otherwise, I would not have picked it up. Picked up a gift for the fiance, Gunter plushie, adorable as
Wonderful.
crap. Yeah,
I hope that's not supposed to be a secret.
no,
Okay.
She knows.
not really.
Wah.
Wah.
Gunter, who told you you could fly? No, it is really nice, and it's going to be nice to see this thing grow, because it's weird. I don't think I would ever want to see it get to the size of Anime North, because then it would lose some of the things that we're all saying that we like about it, and that it's not rushed where we need to go see all these panels, and we can actually choose to have some downtime in the day and not feel like we're missing out on something critical of the 20 panels that are going on at any given time. But it will be nice to see it grow to certain degrees and see what guests they can get in and different draws like that.
I was going to say on that subject, the difference here is that, like, unfortunately, where the convention is like somewhat a distance from the con hotel, so it's more like you kind of get in there for the day and you do all your con things and then you come home in the evening.
Well, it's also quite a distance from any hotel.
Yeah, it's not close to a hotel, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice enough space for what they want.
As they grow, though, they'll get that buying power.
But
Well, and that convention space is actually quite large. Like, there's several related buildings.
They're,
and they could
I think
easily
they're only
expand.
really using half the space of the building that it's actually in.
Yeah,
too.
I think
So
We also had the chance to go to the Kill la Kill panel,
that's right.
which had Erica Mendez and
Carrie Cranen.
nice, you remembered the other one.
Yes.
Which is funny because Carrie was definitely the more talkative of the two.
She was very energetic, very excited, or
Animated.
hyped up. Yeah.
She was awesome.
Based
Animated,
based on her character in the show, you'd think it would be the opposite.
Yeah, Carrie Cranen does Satsuki Kiryun, which is like the cold
Very-
woman of steel. Very.
Yeah, the stoic.
Actually, some of her commentary reflected that in a way. She was talking about how her family didn't believe it was her because it sounded so adult, and
It's
she
like-
was just a
It's
giant
like, oh, weird,
child.
you sound like an adult.
It's like, thanks, mom.
or like, which one are you?
Yeah. And as compared to Erica, who does Ryuko, who is like very much like, what are you doing, punk? Like I'm gonna beat the snot out of you.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like very fired up kind of person. And she's just like,
more
it's
laid
like,
back.
it's like, yeah, this is fun. I'm here. This is good. And it's just like, I'm just gonna let Carrie do the talking. It's fine.
Because she was
Oh,
quite.
she was all over
I
it.
was actually like, I don't think we'd ever really gone to like a guest Q&A.
I think
much.
I once with Scott McNeil, and that was fantastic.
But my impression was that there would be some sort of like host or moderator, but there wasn't, and there wasn't the need for one either.
They handled it very well.
They were just off and running.
There was another neat thing we were talking about earlier about that.
I will say that I liked our little the last 20 minutes there or whatever was
Where a thing that happened that we I don't know, should we talk about it?
A fun thing happened.
an
a fun thing
unnamed
happened.
an unnamed participant in the panel afforded us the privilege of looking at a blooper reel that apparently is not supposed to be leaked to YouTube, but it is.
It's on there. Go find it.
Basically there was this moment where a MacBook was placed on the edge of the stage and everybody
I don't
came
think we
in.
need any more details.
Oh come on! It was an intimate moment and you wouldn't get this at Anime North because, like, a lot of panels are too big for this. But we basically all crowded around a MacBook and there was the microphones held to the MacBook speakers, and everything was broadcast over the speakers, and we were watching all these bloopers, which was hilarious.
What was really funny... Oh, sorry, the blooper reel was really funny.
It was great.
It was great. It was interesting, though, because... Oh, I remember what we're talking about now. It was that the voice actors themselves, you'd think it's like, oh, look, we're going to ask you some questions about the show, and it'd be like, the show, or whatever. It's like, fans, am I right? Yeah. And it's like, no, they
were super excited. People were like, "What do you think about this character?" And they'd be like, "I think they're great."
It's like, who would you ship? And it's just like,
well, I would
definitely Gamagori and Mako.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, well, all of the characters have their they were.
You're right. They weren't Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, well, neither was that.
What came through, and what limited experience I have with this, and I know you've done cast productions before yourself. And I don't know if your experience is the same.
I've done a cast production in high school.
Yes, but I don't know if your experience was the same. But in my experience, you had a cast that became very tight, like a family for that period of time, and that came through with these guys. They made it very clear that they got very close with the cast, and they had stories, and they'd reference some stuff, and they explained some of it, but other things, it was just kind of like you really got that feeling through their excitement and their as you said, they had no problem answering these questions because they had stories, they had favorite moments and everything else. And I think some of the questions did a great job at kind of scraping away at those layers and revealing some of that. Certainly you feel like there's a more in-depth conversation to be had if they had the time to do it.
Well, and I mean, it would have been nice to talk with him afterwards, but I didn't even know what to say. But this guy knew what to say.
Well, I had a question. My question was just I got thinking as they were talking because of how excited they seemed about having done it, like what it was like to record a thing, and then you can't really talk about it much because it doesn't come out until a little while later after you've recorded it. Because when you create something, much like this video, I want to put it out immediately. You gotta let feedback.
Sometimes you want to stay up till 5 in the morning at a hotel to try to get it out.
Sometimes you don't want to, and you do anyway.
I am not used to the suspense.
But so I was like, what's that waiting period like? And I was dreading they were just gonna be like, we just forget about it, do something else. But they're like, no, it sucks because you're like you want to talk about it with everyone, but you don't know which episodes are out there, and because the finale was airing on Adult Swim tonight.
Yeah, which, since we're going to publish this tonight, will actually be tonight.
Exactly. So, it's been a while since they've recorded it, in a few months or something like that.
Yeah.
So they've kind of been sitting on it, and their excitement has to kind of go back up from when they were excited about doing it.
Yeah, it's like, we were doing this is great, production's over, let's enjoy this. It's like, okay, I'm going to do some other work. It's like Kill la Kill interest is, probably drops off, and then it's like,
and now everybody's watching it.
Let's say we go again.
So that kind of raises some questions for me about Anime North and how we watched that episode. They must have rights or something.
I don't.
That
was from the DVD. The DVD was already.
The DVD was already released.
Oh yeah, because we're talking about TV airing. Versus
talking about
DVD.
it airing. It's been out on DVD for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
that was good. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we got some good talk out of that.
Yeah. After that, did all three of us, or was it just the two? Just you and I?
I was there for the armor for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there too.
Okay, we went to an armor making kind of tutorial by I think is either a Shari or a Sari cosplay.
I didn't catch her name.
Okay. I took notes, and I'm not referencing them, so good on me.
I will say, very encouraging from the get-go. She made it clear that she had very little experience.
That was very important. So from what I remember,
anybody can do it.
Yeah, she said that she had 2 years ago she had not done any cosplay other than I took a sweater and I painted on it or something like that.
Resewing already made things.
Yeah. So really basic stuff, and she's like, and then 2 years later, I've done this, but.
And her cost was spectacular.
She was on the wings, eh?
Yeah, giant wings.
I saw her
12 pounds of wings. Workout, yeah. Well, and what she didn't say at the beginning, but was implied through some of the other things she said, is she's gone and done a bunch of competitions and won a bunch of awards too in those 2 years since she started. And anybody can do it, and that was really encouraging. I mean, she got into the materials and the tools and whatnot. And we talked about that a bit from at Anime North, and I have some notes from Anime North. But it was still really encouraging to have that other perspective on that.
Having said that, the other thing that, and being somebody who hasn't done like any work on cosplay, you think you're like, oh, I could spend a couple of months on this and have it done. She kind of implied that using cheaper materials and doing a quick, like putting something together quickly for her was 5 weeks of hard work.
No, she said 5 days.
Was it 5 days? Are you sure?
She built the Mass Effect armor in 5 days.
I heard. Oh wow, that's just impressive. But like, I stand corrected then. Jeez.
I mean, if you're watching SR Cosplay, comment below and
let us know the actual number of days.
Yeah.
You have blown my mind.
But that was still really good. It was kind of short, so there was a lot of time for QA, and I mean, people had specific questions, and I'm not making costumes, and you guys had already...
Kind of like, how can I make this for my own costume, sort of thing. Like, they have a specific thing in mind.
Or about tools or one of the questions was like, how do you actually make the form in the first place? And it's like, well, you do this or that, or...
Yeah.
I had to leave. I needed to excuse myself, and it's unfortunate because I missed all the Q&A and all that stuff, but it is something I've said before as early as Anime North I'm curious to get into, depending on where we go with it, but I would be interested to see this group try a group cos if we could get it going.
I think any cos would be a good start.
Yes.
Yeah. Not necessarily a group theme to start off with.
I have fun.
Would be nice. Oh yeah.
Group themes I feel I can get into a lot.
For myself, just judging from the materials that she was talking about and the cos that she was wearing today, I would love to just even make a wearable Full Metal arm for Ed Edelrick Full Metal.
That'd be great.
And to have a detachable piece that I could have, like either just his regular arm or when he transmutes this part into the blade to attach that. That'd be awesome because the style of what she was wearing today would look perfect for Full Metal. So that'd be awesome.
Other things, I think we started third day because we got there about 11, I think. And the first panel we went to at 12.
Yeah, 11 or 12.
We played a little Mario Kart 64.
Yes, we're not very good.
Yeah, we
took third and fourth.
Yeah,
against the CPU.
We made it through, and it was the Japanese version.
It was the Japanese version.
I mean, it didn't make a big difference. Just like,
even they can do better than you.
But
so I was reviewing the pictures the two action shots, and both of them clearly show Goat in 8th place.
Excellent.
But like, I think we started with Super Mario Kart, and we just like died horribly, and we're just like, no, we're done.
I think the number 8 needs to become a taunt for him.
Super Mario Kart. The controls were stark contrast for what I've gotten used to.
I'm with you on there. It was not a good scene.
It feels loose and weird.
64 we muddled through.
I think my victory in it was due solely to muscle memory. I played so much of that game as a kid.
I played a lot of it too.
And what about your duck? What about your duck hunt?
No, duck hunt I was never good at.
How about your duck hunt? Goat unfortunately found out that he was good at duck hunt.
Yeah.
I am a duck hunt god. In fact, I'm going back there tomorrow to try and
everybody's trying to beat your high score, right?
Hey, I'm trying to get on that board.
Is his the leading score?
No, not by a long shot.
Well, I would say that you're in top 5 of the ones that she's got recorded.
I am in the top end 5 digits, but the high score was like 240.
Yeah, there is a 6-digit winner currently. There is still a vast difference between Goat's score and the top one, but he is within the top 5 recorded scores.
I don't know if I'll get that far, but I intend to go back and spend some time tomorrow giving it an honest shot and seeing what I can do. Yeah. They're running an active competition on the 2 ducks mode to see who can get the high score, and she did indicate they might do a 1 duck giveaway as well.
Yeah, she did. With 2 duck. Up to round 6, you only missed 1 each round. So
for a Retron 1, I think is the prize, isn't it?
Yes, Retron 1.
Yeah,
I'll take that. Unlikely, but I'll take it.
You'll just take it. This is mine now.
It was a fun day. It wasn't too intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to experience some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna actually ask, what would you have liked to have done today that you didn't get to do? Because I mean, we talked about like, I guess, missed opportunities.
I sort of would have liked to have checked. There was a panel just labeled retro gaming panel.
Yeah, that was around dinner.
Yeah, it was around dinner time. We went for dinner then. But I'm curious as to what it would have been, because it could have been like, isn't Mega Man great, you guys? Everybody would have been like,
Yes.
yes, Mega Man is great. Or, could have taken a bunch of
Could have
different
talked
directions.
about
I don't know if
how the development has changed.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have been a bunch of people like our age talking about how great it was, or a bunch of people younger who were like, man, I played this retro crazy game, or maybe a mix. But it got a number of ways. It's probably mostly just like a nostalgia thing.
That's the thing, as has been said a couple times. The panels here are very, very general. You don't know what you're getting as you go in.
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
with
it could be
with rare exception.
Yes,
but
I feel like there was something I intended to catch in the morning, and I've since forgotten what it was.
For me, I definitely know that it was the singing stuff, because every year at Anime North, it's like, Anime North Idol, this could be interesting. And it's like, I don't know if I want to sing like anime music because I don't speak Japanese, and that's a lot harder. But do some Gundam Wing or some Evangelion. But like the people here, they're like, oh, let's sing some Steven Universe, and I'm like, yeah, Steven Universe. But I didn't do it because you had to do work beforehand. But like knowing how small it is now, I definitely should have, because I wouldn't have been so self-conscious.
I will say, and maybe part of it is the busyness of Anime North. The one thing I really like about this, and I think I said it yesterday, is just that you can relax and feel like you can do nothing, and that's good.
No, I mean volume.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I think I said this yesterday. I think, but with Anime North, you spend any 1 hour not doing something con related,
you've missed 10 things,
and for me personally, that's a source of anxiety. Whereas with this, it's like there are 3 places I could be right now, and none of them interest me such that I can go and just relax and enjoy the weekend.
You don't have to knock down like 80 people trying to get over to a particular dealer's table.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I've commented on a couple times this weekend. I do enjoy this being smaller because I didn't feel the need to get here on a Friday, check out every table, and as I'm at each table, pick up something for fear that it was going to be gone.
Well, even you could spend the entire weekend in Anime North and never see everything on every table. It's just not going to happen. No. Having said that, something that I missed, the VFX that you guys were talking about. I would like to see.
It was fun.
Like a little hidden gem.
Yeah.
You made it to the Dragon Ball panel, didn't you?
I did. Was not quite what I was expecting. It was like 15 minutes of guided discussion, and then they just have at her, which was neat to see people talking about it passionately. There was clearly one woman who is about our age, I would guess, maybe slightly older, who had grown up with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and so she was there for her own fandom, but she also had her 2 kids, who were probably maybe around 10, if that, with like orange workout suits like Master Roshi, Turtle School, that they were into it too. So that was really, really neat to see.
That's nice
that she had passed it down, sort of thing. For my part, I've been kind of doing this, but I kind of wish I knew how to do it more and more effectively. Not that it's going to come of anything really, but I'm making a point of talking with the vendors a bit more, and it's a lot easier to do it at something this size.
There's no
rush.
There's no rush. Like I had a 10-minute conversation with the God Pigeon artist.
Yeah.
Because I thought her work was adorable, and giving her my interpretations of what she was thinking when she made the stuff, or of what was going on in the image. And it's just really nice. And then the other side of it is just a little bit of networking, because at a con like this, lots of people have heard of Twitch, and they're interested in what our names are, and they're potentially going to check us out. And so I'm getting used to the networking thing. So it's not that I've necessarily missed it, but I would like to do it more as I get better at it with the networking thing. But yeah, VFX panel, just certain little things that you kind of miss out on. But for the most part, I think we've had a fairly full experience for what it is.
Yeah.
I was with you for a lot of that networking too, and it's a beautiful thing. I think that's true of any con. Everybody's very open and willing to talk, but the vendors seem a lot more eager. I was with you, like you said, for that particular artist, and she was great. Or there is a picture on Twitter of me playing around with
Oculus Rift,
the Oculus Rift headset, and that guy was actually really cool about it. He was talking
and he's so excited about his work too,
passionate, visibly passionate about it, And he was talking about, like Toronto has this, VR meetup thing every now and again.
Yeah, it's like next week, and he wants us to come.
Yeah, and it's like 100 people show up, and they talk about what they've programmed for Oculus Rift and what they've been playing, and it's just like.
He hinted that he would be willing to let us use a couple of sets for a cast at some point in time.
Nice.
So like I'll be getting in touch with him on Twitter and seeing about that, because like I would like to invest potentially in the hardware and look into maybe doing an occasional cast.
Yeah, we were having a good discussion, not just amongst us, but him included, because he's very, very interested in it, and like the casting potential, and like just like what games would be great for it, which are largely horror, suspense, first person stuff, because then you're right in it and it's jumped out at you. Although for something like that, you'd probably want a co-cast, because with Oculus Rift headset, you're not looking at chat unless you somehow can program it into the Oculus Rift. But then that would divert from the submersion. Immersion. Yeah.
I feel like the Nickscast could get involved in a good jump scare night.
Oh yeah.
It would be easy. You'd be playing the game, and then we just like get a cattle prod and just be like, ha!
That would be.
And you jump high.
He would enjoy it.
That would be terrifying.
Perfect. Mission accomplished.
But I mean, if you mix in a whole night of like Slender and Freddy and everything else, you could have quite the night.
And I would quit the internet.
Nope.
But yeah, no, it was really interesting being able to talk more directly with people and for more than 10 seconds. So.
Yeah, it's funny too, because we've said on several occasions that it's a very small convention, and I'm always saying that it's like, oh, I should meet more people, and beyond just even networking with them to like try to make friends. It's just like, oh, it's
we
small.
Did that
It's much cozier, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Well, we
still
legitimately did do that tonight, though.
Yes.
Ran into other con goers.
The Whirlpool.
Yeah.
Whirlpool 2015, everyone. Hashtag Whirlpool 2015.
Whirlpool.
You don't need to know more.
Pre-hype.
No.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe somehow, some way, some of our Whirlpool brethren will find their way to this video.
We'll see what happens.
Wow.
Well, if we use the hashtag Whirlpool 2015.
Yeah.
Yes.
That may end up somewhere.
It's still recording.
No, I know.
That was him.
I was giving
like, Whirlpool 2015.
How we feel
it's my rarely deployed body language on the Nickscast. I got to save it up.
Well, I mean, because all the times you use it on the podcast, we're probably.
I use that more times than you even
shoot McGavin.
Yep. I nod my head and sorry, we're getting off topic. What was other thing we usually talk about? What was probably the best cosplay that you guys saw?
Thank you. I was wondering about that.
Are you asking me, or do you want to?
Well, no. I was going to try and segue. I wasn't sure, but again, off topic.
I mean, I'll start because one immediately comes to mind. I don't know the show in particular. I'm pretty sure it's Kamen Rider. It's
yeah.
There's like a
Masked Rider or whatever.
Yeah. There was a guy. He has like these really large, like kind of bug eyes, and like a helmet and full of gloves, and not just gloves, like these bracers. Very like, it looked really impressive.
Was it kind of like a bug-headed Power Ranger looking thing?
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking for some reason I was like, Big Bad Beetleborgs?
No. I'm pretty sure it's like Kamen Rider or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it. I saw that, though. I did see it.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be my top one for today. I mean, the person who did Asari cosplay with the giant wings or whatever did the presentation we talked about yesterday. And they're here all weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've liked some of the creative twist ones. The one that stands out most is there is an aerial walking around
like
today.
the battle.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like a battle aerial where she's got like a seaweed skirt. She's got Flounder in this kind of steampunk
backpack.
Tank on her back. Trident. Absolutely amazing. And then just a couple other of just like fandom favorites. Like I found Korra Nasami. So Korrasami confirmed. I found... Well, I didn't find it, but T pointed out a Full Metal Alchemist group that they weren't like absolutely stunning costumes. I don't think they made them themselves, but their group dynamic, like I saw them taking pictures and stuff, they got the characterizations and everything down.
It's good
like
to see that.
The relationships between the characters that they were portraying was really good. And then I believe a Cinderella, same sort of idea as Ariel, kind of like a battle Cinderella.
I think they were in a group.
Yeah, they're a group. But she's got like a staff with a clock on it, and it just really, really cool. The creativity. I like the twists. I don't want to see just an out and out cosplay all the time. I want to see their take on it, and so those are the ones I like.
A friend of mine who is at the cosplay for the Cure, I believe it
We
is.
should do something with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Is dressed as a Red Lantern version of Mira, Aquaman's wife.
Red. Oh, that makes sense.
Red. Where she's got the blood and the like, I don't know, her costume is
Yeah,
really,
we were wondering.
her costume is really good.
It was really funny talking with her because she's like, I can't see anything.
Yeah,
that's
she-
this far away.
It's nice to see DC represented in cosplay.
Which doesn't
Okay,
happen that
so
much.
it was really funny because I was taking pictures this morning, and I was realizing that like a reasonably large percentage of the pictures that I've taken were DC, because there was there was the Batman and Catwoman.
They were really good.
There was a Superman yesterday. There was the
Reverse Flash.
Oh, that was the person I forgot about.
fantastic.
That was a great one.
There was
Yeah.
a Reverse Flash.
A really, really good costume.
Yeah. And we were talking about how it'd be really funny to just watch people cosplaying, but like being normal people. Just like, you know, like if somebody was in a Flash costume, like Flash on one side of the table, Reverse Flash on the other side, just like eating lunch. It's like, no big deal.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
And that dude, we never did ask him, or I never did ask him, that guy with the incredible scissor blade from Kill la Kill. I think it was he like a male version of Ryoku?
Oh, was that what he
Ryuko?
was?
I'm not exactly sure, but he had like the or something.
would
But he
make a lot of
had
sense.
like a really good
Scissor blade.
scissor blade that looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked like it must have been like injection molded, and then they'd like done a lot of work to make sure there was like a sheen and a polish, and it's like it just looked really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ran into a Mako who I think explained where it might have come from, but I didn't ask because we forgot and all this other
And
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, I have no idea where it's from, but I saw somebody in a full-out costume, like essentially they're inside a giant stuffed animal, kind of
nice.
like this owl with little antlers,
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of thing, glowing eyes and everything like that. Really cool. No idea what the hell it was, but really cool.
Usually Anime North, you see a lot more large, full
Yeah.
costumes like that.
Yeah.
But that for this con, that was actually pretty unique.
Really stood out.
For my favorites, I will say I did see the Batman and Catwoman combo,
That was really
which
good.
I really you see a lot of Batman, and you do see Catwoman or here and there, but that one was a like almost perfectly executed Arkham series. Like if you're
Yeah.
familiar with Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, well Arkham City particularly,
Especially Catwoman's.
yeah,
Hers
Just-
was very detailed.
Yeah.
really well done.
They
And
were
but
good, and they're really good together.
yeah,
Yeah.
the way they worked together in the photos, at one point she was right up on his shoulder and like wrapped around his neck. It looked like she was about to take him down. And
They were,
Which doesn't sound like it when you describe that way.
They
but
knew what they were doing.
it just looked.
I didn't get a picture of
It
Batman
was
and
it
Catwoman.
was a pretty epic
Hopefully they'll be around
pose.
tomorrow.
It was a pretty epic pose for a shoot. The other one I noticed, which I found to be actually comedic, was the Judge Dredd, who was
You
riding.
saw Dredd?
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw
He kept thinking of something else, though.
I kept saying Duke
I had to
Nukem. What I
correct
meant
him.
was no. I didn't think it was something else. I just kept using the wrong name because it just came. It came. It was the first thing that came in my tongue. I knew better, and I have slips. Anyway,
Hail to the law, baby.
every time I saw him, every time I saw him, he was riding around on his bike in front of the main entrance. I never saw him anywhere else.
Oh, he was outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
that'd
would
be
like
why.
pull up in front of the entrance and stop, and people would come and pose with him.
And then
a couple hours later, I'd be outside again and see him pulling up to in front of the entrance. Exact same scene. And I don't know if it was what exactly was going on because the tires made it look like it was just a bicycle, and it was quiet like a bicycle. But the way it was built up, it was like, is this an electric dirt bike or something? I don't know. But he had the whole thing going on, and it was pretty.
No, his was very quality.
It was
Yeah.
well done. It
Yeah.
was well done.
Anything else you guys want to tackle about how things have been going so far?
I think we
It's
pretty
been
much
nice.
covered it.
Covered the bases.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, stay tuned for our final part tomorrow at some point.
Yep. At some point.
Some point,
We'll figure
yeah.
it out. But yeah, that's been a recap of day 2.
Yeah.
Unplugged. It's been fun.
We're gonna go play a drinking game.
Yeah.
Drinking Quest. Can't
Yep.
wait.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Cheers.
Bye.
The song of my people.